everybody, and welcome to this week's episode of the Longbox, guys. With me are some of my very best friends since I was a very little kid. Mike Manning, how you doing, and what are you drinking?
I'm doing excellent, and I am drinking a Feist beer, German-style lager from Counterweight Brewing in Hamden, Connecticut, and it is very tasty.
Excellent. It looks tasty. It really does. Tommy, how you? Look at that. That looks great. Josh, how you doing, and what are you drinking over there, buddy?
I'm doing pretty good. I am drinking a double IPA from Treehouse called Honey.
Honey. Would I like it?
No.
I've been looking for a nice vanilla porter. I really liked a couple that I've gotten, and if anyone out there has a good recommendation, let me know. It's my new favorite, other than and Tom's Cream. I like them either really bland or a little vanilla. Bland. It's my wheelhouse. Bland or a little vanilla. Speaking of which, Tommy, how you doing? What are you drinking?
My back's bothering me. I'm going a little cheap tonight. I'm drinking some Hamilton's Lowland Scotch.
Because you're going to do your shot.
Oh my God, he's in the closet where it happened.
Man, no one else wants to be in the closet where it happened. That's a bad time. Speaking of bad times, 2021, not a good year. If that goes down in your diary as best year ever, what is your life? But it was a year, and we have to talk about it. You know, it's sad, but that probably is someone's best year ever. You know, they graduated from college, they married the woman of their dreams, they had a baby. Someone out there is going to be 2021 was the greatest year of my life, and I have to explain that to you.
They hunkered down and they never came out.
Yeah, they never came out. It's good. If 2021 was a horror movie.
They never came out was the name
Queen.
of my sex tape.
I was going to say the name of your Queen cover band. The better one. It's a better one if you know the full history there.
What?
Freddie Mercury was an advocate for gay rights, but he never said he was. He pretty famously said he never wanted to be, called gay, because he thought he was other than that. There wasn't really a name for what Freddie Mercury called himself. Many, many times, Freddie Mercury said he wasn't gay in quotations or whatever.
We were using irony, by the way.
Oh, good.
But thanks for explaining that to us.
Fine. I miss Freddie Mercury. And we're going to talk about other people we missed, because this year was a shitstorm for losing people. But, I mean, it was a good year for some things. There was some great TV out there, especially if you're a nerd. Mikey, what was one of your favorite nerdy superhero TV shows of the year?
All right. So I'm going to go with my number 3 on my list, which is the best live-action Superman, bar none. Screw you, Christopher Reeve. There is a new champion in town, and that is the WB's Superman and Lois. I've been reading Superman comics since I was able to read, and I tell you, this is the best depiction of Superman and Clark Kent.
Oh, all right.
And Lois is hot.
And Lois is hot. That's a very aquiline nose. I didn't notice that before, but when you held up his picture, it's in profile. It's a very Greek nose.
Here's 2 things you're going to notice if you watch the series. And if you have HBO Max, you can watch it's 10 episodes. It's easy to get through. One, this dude is ripped as all get out. And when he is Superman, his whole image change, and he kind of, in a lot of instances when he deals with the public, floats to give him that other world quality. And then when he's Clark, he wears baggy fucking clothing, and you would never believe how ripped this dude actually is. And he pulls it off. And the other thing you're going to notice, other than the way that the actor is able to shift between those 2 characters, is nobody fucks with his family, because he will put them through a fucking wall. This is the smartest Superman. At one point, this one guy has got a sonic beam going after him, and he's got his super hearing all fucked up, and he's like, "Oh, you know what? I can just stomp my hands together, and it'll send him the shockwave to knock this asshole on the ground." So yeah, he is not afraid to use all of his superpowers to take care of shit.
Yeah, you fight Sonic with Sonic.
Yeah.
Yeah, we learned anything from the Sonic movie. We learned that. What was the best villain of that series?
I can't say if somebody's going to watch it. So if you are planning on watching it, I will say that there is a major Superman villain in the series.
All right.
It's Bizarro, isn't it, Mike?
I can't say, LT.
That's what he's trying to say, isn't it, Tom? By not saying, he's saying it's Bizarro.
I am getting a Bizarro vibe. That's all I'm saying. Tommy, what's your pick?
All right, I'm going to go with my number one pick before you bastards take it from me, and that is Sweet Tooth.
Yes, everyone was dying to say Sweet Tooth, you fucking idiots.
That's an honorable mention for me, so I'm going to drink.
That's fair.
Excellent Netflix show.
Sweet Tooth was just a wonderful story that just drew me in. I couldn't wait to watch the next episode when it came out. It was just so compelling of a story. The way they told it, the way it was done, the storytelling in it was just fantastic.
I think it was even better than the comic book.
Yeah, I've got to agree. I mean, the comic book was great, but the comic book, the art in the comic book didn't really draw me in as well as the visuals in the Netflix series. So I think the storytelling in the Netflix series was a little bit better because of that.
All right.
And the acting was just fantastic. So, I'm going to go with Sweet Tooth.
Yeah, I wasn't really a huge fan of the original art of the Sweet Tooth comics either. It was a little distracting.
That's because Jeff Lemire is an outstanding writer and an artist.
and a caveat. Josh, how about you, brother? In no particular order.
We're sticking with comic related shows, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, nerd related. I mean, if you have something that's so nerdy that it actually bleeds into our purview.
No, I'm going with the new season of Young Justice. I'm sticking with Young Justice.
Oh, I just saw some of the episode where they leak Zatara and Superman together as an homage to episode 2, issue 1 of Action Comics. I thought that was really cool.
Once again, I think they swung back a bit. I don't think it was the best season, but they definitely swung the pendulum back a bit for me on this season.
But that's great. I've been enjoying I've been enjoying all the Young Justice. Great stuff. And Young Justice keeps me guessing. They don't throw the easy stuff. It's a little bit difficult to figure out what's going to go on. You can't always predict what's happening. So I like that about Young Justice. They don't softball. It's not easy storylines. It's storylines that have a little complexity to it.
Yeah, they keep you guessing.
Yeah.
And it's if you watch Young Justice, like my wife is not a comic book fan. She just watches it because I watch it. She likes Young Justice. She doesn't get excited when the fucking Red Tornado shows up like I do. Right? But so there's something for non-comic book fans to enjoy about it, the series too.
Yeah, I think they do a very good job of individually focusing on characters without dealing with their history.
Yeah.
Right? You kind of get who everybody is, you get what they do, and it's written well enough where everybody could understand the show. You could have never read a comic book and watched that all the way through and been just fine.
Yeah.
I agree.
Which is rare for those kinds of shows.
Rare. I'm going to go with my number one pick because no one's picked it yet, and I just love this so much. The Hawkeye TV show was one of the best things of 2021 for me.
Drink.
I can't believe everyone's not drinking on that one. Come on.
That was also an honorable mention.
Really, just honorable mention. That's crazy to me. This really is my number one spot. I love the character. I don't want to say character development, but it goes back to a very dark part of Hawkeye's life, and it kind of explains what was going on in his mind, how everything was going. There's a mystery to solve about this watch, and it turns out that it's not what you think the watch is. It actually has to do with someone else that he's protecting other than himself. Just great stuff all around. We get to see Yelena again. Spoiler alert there. But if you haven't watched it by now, fuck off. She was terrific. And we can see the Kingpin again, and he's menacing as hell. I forget what a good actor he is. When you think about all the characters, D'Onofrio, is that his name?
Yeah, Vincent D'Onofrio. Yep.
Vincent D'Onofrio. When you think of all the characters he's played, like I didn't even remember that he was the guy from Full Metal Jacket.
Oh yeah.
I guess that, yeah, I was like, I did make that
That's
connection.
what made him.
Oh yeah, absolutely. He was terrific in that role, and he's been in a bunch of other roles where he's always all over the place. I've seen him like a nerdy Nebish. I've seen him play in a couple of things. I'm like, he plays a nerdy Nebish great.
And his most important Marvel role of all time, Thor and Adventures in Babysitting.
That's right. I forgot he was Thor, God of Thunder. With that hair. Remember that hair he had?
The main bad guy in Men in Black 1.
That's right.
Yep.
The bag of roaches.
He was just a big bag of roaches. Wait, you're just a big bag of roaches? Hey, man, you don't say it like that. So, Hawkeye, my number one for me for many, many reasons. And one of them, of course, just being that tour de force acting that he did at the end. I think he was only in a couple episodes, but boy, he just ate every scene up. It was so good.
I loved the post-credit musical.
There was so much in that musical.
I want to see that whole fucking musical.
We think they made it because that musical was not easy to make. That was not easy to stage and make. You write 5 more songs and you're done. What the fuck? Why not do it?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, Disney Plus. You have all the money anyway. We'll watch
use it.
We'll watch it. I'll watch it. I promise you.
I'll go to fucking Broadway and watch the goddamn thing.
If Spider-Man Turn Off the Night is the opening, I'll still sit through it and watch it. That's too far. I went too far. I won't do that.
One of the things you didn't talk about that I loved about that series was him teaching Kate Bishop how to make the trick arrows.
I did love that. And also when you see the
such a great
arrow, the bam arrow, the boom, it's on. And they're doing the little trick arrows and the little bottle cap thing, which I thought was terrific too.
And they managed. So the owl in the tree thing was a pretty recent story, because that actually happened to the New York the tree at Madison Square Garden. They found the owl from Canada that made the whole trip, and I was like, did they have time to do that? Did they do a reshoot to put an owl in this show?
So my wife was like, "Oh, there's an owl in there. Don't knock the tree over." Suddenly, she was rooting for the owl. Like everybody else, fuck them all. I'm Team Owl.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah.
The only thing I wanted out of the Hawkeye show was more bro. They just didn't say bro enough.
Well,
bro.
You did notice it was on the side of the van, right? Trust him, bro.
Right, but those guys should have said bro after every sentence.
It would have got. It would have got a little. Bro, it would have got a little boring.
But still, bro.
Oh, and there's a great meme of Kate Bishop when she's on the rocking horse and the tortures. They keep pumping quarters into it. I thought that was really hilarious. She was just it's the most boring torture ever, but because of that, it's working. Loved everything about it. Sorry we spent too much time on it, but that was my number one with a bullet.
Great show, bro.
Yeah, great show, bro. It's so easy to cosplay. We should all be the fucking mafia for one day.
Oh yeah, that definitely. Pensacon, we are definitely going as the tracksuit mafia.
Are they all red?
I think so.
Yeah.
All right, I gotta get a red one. I got a white one.
We'll
red.
We'll find it online, and I'll buy us
same
all
site.
Yeah, same site, same suit. All you gotta do is supply your own chain. The chains can be different. We're good.
Yeah.
Mikey, what's your second?
For a second, I'm actually going to do my number one before one of you bastards steals it. And that is Doom Patrol. Season 2?
Ish.
You're
I think
just
it's
you're
season
just
2.
in love
Is
with
it really only season 2? It's
It
hard to
seems
believe.
like it's hard to believe. It's only
Yeah.
It's
no,
gotta
it's
be
season
season 3.
It's
Gotta be
season 3.
Yeah.
Season 3.
It's
Yeah,
definitely
and-
season 3.
That was an
And,
honorable mention for me.
between the introduction of Mijur Mala and the Brain and the Brotherhood of Evil, the Garguax episode was just
awesome.
a thing of beauty. These are the outcasts. These are not superheroes that you are watching. It's a non-superhero show. Every one of the characters is fully developed in every episode. They have their own little story that they're dealing with. There's a lot of character development. It's the best, in my opinion, the best comic book TV show of all time.
of all
Wow.
time. All right,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Bro.
Wow.
Bro.
bro.
They're throwing down a comic, bro.
All right, Tommy, what you got in your number 2 hole?
I have Loki.
Up, Drake. Damn it. You said, yeah, Josh. Not even an honorable mention.
I don't know.
In my top 3, I love Loki.
I mean, it was hilarious. It was fun, compelling, hilarious. You didn't know where it was going next. Who doesn't love all the variants? Loki, of course, falling in love with himself. I mean, the show had a lot going for it.
Alligator Loki.
Alligator Loki.
Old man Loki, I cried like a baby when old man Loki got it. Oh my God. I had to I took a Pediasure. I wanted to make sure I made it through the night.
Josh is unfazed. It's like,
It was good.
Yeah, I felt that way about all the Marvel stuff that they had on Disney Plus this year. I liked it all, but not enough to make my top 3.
Yeah. All right, bro.
All right, bro.
Yeah.
All right. Josh, that brings it to you, bud.
And so this teetered for me, and honestly, after just looking at my list, I gotta say this is actually my number 1, Invincible.
Ooh, I forgot about Invincible. I totally forgot about Invincible.
Drink. That was my number 2 choice.
How did I forget? Because Invincible was too early in the year for me.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if it was last year or if it was this year.
No, it was this
Came
year.
out in March.
Yeah. And
COVID
I have
time.
to say, yeah, I am so desperate for season 2 of Invincible.
Oh, that was so good.
It was good.
I mean, it was just the most brutal, straightforward. It's like they took the most classic coming of age storyline and just put it into the most brutal parent-child relationship blender you could ever imagine, and then just toss guts all over it, and then shipped it out to the public.
I have a friend who's a very gentle soul who delivers food to the food pantry. She is a comic book dabbler, but she really liked Invincible the first 2 episodes. And I'm like, I know you a little bit. We talk a lot. This gets really brutal really fast. And she's like, well, how bad? I'm like, it gets pretty bad. And like the next day, she's like, oh my God, it got bad. I'm like, no, it hasn't gotten bad yet.
Oh no, it's going to get worse.
Not bad yet.
It's going to get worse.
And like she started wearing like darker and darker clothes as the weeks went on. Her eyes became haunted. Her makeup changed. I think I saw a tattoo. And at the end of the series, she looks at me and goes, wow, you're right. That is totally brutal. What the hell else could happen next season? I'm like, he hasn't even been raped yet. And she looks over at me. She's like, what? I'm like, it gets so much worse, man. Just stop. Go back to being Mary Sunshine. I miss you. And that was the last I saw of her. I think she's on a pole now somewhere in Rhode Island.
Good series, though. Damn good
Good
series.
Great series.
That brings me
So
to
what you're saying, Tom, is Invincible, it's life-changing.
It is life-changing.
It
It
can be,
changed.
yeah.
It changes some people's lives. Even the guy that was on the truck with her was like visibly shook by it. He had like a Thor tattoo. Like he was a comic book nerd. And he was like, I can't believe they're doing all this, like on a cartoon. Like, man, you should have maybe done a little research. Just like 10 minutes on the web would have prepared you a little bit. Let's bring you to my number 2. I think I'm stealing this one from Josh, and I'm pretty sure I'm stealing this one from Mikey. I loved Hit Monkey.
I
No?
did love Hit Monkey. Yeah.
It was fine. I'll give a. I'll
One of
drink
my
to it.
honorable mentions.
Just honorable mention. That made my 3 spot because I forgot.
And I already went with Hawkeye, Sweet Tooth, and Loki. I'm done.
I would have actually had Invincible in number 3 and Hit Monkey more as an honorable mention if I had remembered it. But man, Hit Monkey's just hitting all the right things for me. Josh has been told me like early on, like, hey, you missed this, and I went back and saw. I'm like, holy shit, I did. I missed the Silver Samurai, a little precursor of the Silver Samurai in the very first fucking episode. So I started paying more attention. The more I paid attention to it, the better this fucking series got. And then
I will say this about Hit Monkey. Hit Monkey, I've watched twice, whereas Loki, I've only watched once.
All right, that's something. Yeah, Hit Monkey you can watch a couple of times.
Yeah.
Loki I liked.
Just keep watching it. It's like Thor, Ragnarok. You can just keep watching it over and over again.
Spider-Man into the Multiverse.
Yeah.
Can have that in the background all day. Every old Archer season 1 and 2. I can have those episodes on in the background until the day I die, and I'm fine and puttering around the house. Hit Monkey's the same way. I look up. Oh, that's how I like this part. We say, this guy's going through a shredder. It's like, yeah, dude. Yeah. All right, so that was my number 3. Love the series. I'm really hoping we get a couple more. What do you got number 3 there, Mikey?
Well, I did have Invincible, which was actually my number 2, but because Josh stole the thunder on that, I'm going to go to an honorable mention, and that is MODOK.
I forgot MODOK!
MODOK
is so good.
mechanism
only designed for
mechanism, mobile organism designed only for killing.
Or kissing.
Or kissing. The episode at the bar with no name just fucking made me tear up at the end of it.
Angar the Screamer makes an appearance, for fuck's sake. That's so good.
Whoopi Goldberg plays Baby Cakes.
Sure.
Because why not?
You sure? Wait, you sure it was Whoopi Goldberg?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm
what are you, a Milner?
What are you, a Milner?
Yeah, once again, I thought MODOK was good at some parts and other parts not so much. It was I don't know if it would have made my honorable mentions, but it was a good show. I enjoyed it.
I really enjoyed it. I thought it was great. Everything made me laugh. Tommy, what do you got for your first honorable mention? Or
So one of the things that we haven't mentioned is there was a Netflix series called Shadow and Bone that I liked. I don't know if you guys have watched it.
It's from a novel, but not not a comic.
But I enjoyed that. Hope it gets another season.
I think it will. I thought it was okay. I read the first couple of books as well.
Does the story go downhill, Josh?
No. I think they started to teen romance the the show a bit too much for me. It started to get a little Riverdale for me there at the end, but don't get me wrong, Riverdale is one of my guilty pleasures too. But it's not something. It's not where I want to see my high fantasy go. But hopefully, I mean, we'll see. But I mean, they certainly poured some. There was some very, very good production value in that show, with some good names, and the acting was well done. And I liked the band of misfits, the thieves. So I would like to see the show make it, and I'd like to see them do a little better in subsequent seasons. But I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah. So that's one that didn't seem to get a lot of hype that I hope continues on, because I'd like to see where the story goes.
And the author, Maggie, not gonna take a shot at pronouncing her last name. I'm gonna just skip it. But she is a very lovely person. I've met her in person a couple of times, and she's very engaging.
Yeah, I was about to say, I've seen her at a couple of cons too. You're right. She's terrific.
She's absolutely she's fantastic as a person. Yeah.
Yeah, she makes the rounds. She does author signings quite often.
Yeah. Good folk.
But that does bring us back down to you, Josh.
I know this was peaks and valleys for me, but I love the series as a self-contained. I love the animation style. What If?
What If was terrific. I just saw the What If with Star-Lord. I
would take an entire season of Agent Carter again and again and again.
Yeah.
I would take that show day in and day out. I just want to say one thing in particular, dude, guys, it's random. You don't understand. It's random.
Yeah, it's the multiverse. It can be anything.
It's random. It's not genocide because it's random.
Yeah.
I don't really see what people don't get about that, right? So Thanos' appearance in that was one of my favorite bits. I loved Agent Carter. I think they did a great job with a lot of the stuff, and the culmination of the team at the end was well done. It's nice.
Culmination. I just saw that one last night. For some odd reason, we accidentally skipped T'Challa going into space, so I watched that just last night. And Thanos explaining that it's random, so it's not genocide, and how T'Challa taught him that there was a better way of allocating all the resources in the universe, maybe double the resources instead of having the people. That's wacky. That's crazy.
I mean, I just thought everyone's just like, dude, that kind of sounds like genocide to me. No, you don't understand.
It's random.
So without getting into too much about the Eternals movie,
which nobody has seen,
Thanos is the fucking hero of the Marvel Universe.
Does he kill the Eternals?
No.
Is that why we don't see him anywhere?
All right, spoilers if you haven't seen the Eternals.
All right.
Right after
That's
the blip,
everyone, Mike.
Right after the blip where everybody comes back, it's when the countdown starts, because now there are enough people on the planet for the Celestial to feed off of all the life forms on Earth. And that is the big bad. So Thanos
was trying to save us the whole time.
Saved the universe saved Earth for 5 years until the Avengers fucked it up.
Plus, there were whales in the Hudson River for the first time ever. Unemployment was pretty much unheard of. I gotta tell you, man, pre-snap sounds pretty good. They make a good argument for it in The Winter Soldier, which is my first honorable mention. Was that this year? That was this year.
No. Winter Soldier? No, it was like 8 years ago, dude.
No, Captain America and the Falcon.
Oh, no. That was
Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Yes,
yeah.
Was it?
Yeah.
Was it?
Very beginning.
Really?
I'm almost sure.
Ah.
Sure it was last year?
I thought it was 2020.
Feels like last year.
Everything
COVID
feels like
time
last
is just
year.
screwing with me.
Yeah, COVID is screwing with me. Someone give a double check on that. But I gotta think it was this year. And it was terrific.
Yeah. March 2021.
Yeah, I'm telling you, COVID's messing with it. It's giving us all the Mandela effect. The Mandela effect is no longer an effect. We're going to call it
all of the Marvel TV shows were this year.
Yeah. Which one? All of them. Which one?
All of them.
All of them.
I know what you're thinking. Those of you who watched all 8 seasons of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. like I did, because Tom said it's worth it, you fucker.
It was worth it until I tapped out.
It's not even canon now. Hawkeye destroyed it.
Yeah. Yeah. Fine.
It's a multiverse. It's fine.
It's fine. We're good. We're gonna get back to 616.
One verse, two verse, three verse.
So that I'll give another honorable mention to WandaVision. It had a lot of problems, but it was also fun to watch, and no show has dealt with grief as well as WandaVision as far as all these other ones go. I wish they had gotten into more of the PTSD angle that Bucky is suffering from in Falcon and Winter Soldier, but they covered grief so well in WandaVision. And Wanda, let's face it, the fucking bad guy of the series.
Yeah,
there's no
and
doubt
that
about
is
that.
fine.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah, you can recast Agatha any way you want to, but she was just in there swinging. She wanted to be the bad guy. She didn't make it.
Yeah.
I so very much wanted that to follow the Vision comic miniseries more so than what they did.
Yeah.
That's
a little brutal, man.
I couldn't. It didn't really click with me. Like I sat through it. I watched it. You're right on certain points where it dealt with grief and loss and after effect in a way that most shows, certainly not what you'd expect from Marvel, to come around with. But I enjoyed it for that.
Actually, they kind of actually dealt with it in every series. The after effects of everything that was going on, everything was a reaction to what the movies had done.
Yeah.
Yep.
You're not wrong.
No, it's just they definitely took a different direction in WandaVision. And it was really early sort of in the Marvel TV show line where you sort of expected them to kind of go for the wow rather than the introspection. I thought they would have lost a lot of viewers off WandaVision because it was kind of a downer, right? It was a downturn. It was not an action show. It was not flashy Marvel. It was a pretty risky show, I think, to bring people on to Disney Plus and onto Marvel TV.
When you consider that one of the biggest fight scenes in the entire TV show was Vision arguing with Anti-Vision about a philosophical problem that has plagued mankind for thousands of years, that was the big battle. They were arguing about, what was the name of the boat? Josh, bail me out there.
What? What are we talking about?
The boat, Pericles' boat, if you replace it board by board, that philosophical question about what is real and what is not real when you replace something piece by piece was a battle scene. It was just a philosophical question that philosophers like my good friend Josh have talked about for thousands of years. And I'm like, that's the fight. You're just going to talk about whether it's
Scott Pilgrim versus Nega Scott, and that guy he seems all right to me. Like,
because Scott Pilgrim's the fucking villain of that story.
Yeah, we're gonna go get pancakes later this week.
Nega Scott is the opposite. He's a nice guy.
Nice guy. Yeah. It's an odd choice.
It's an odd choice. Anybody else with honorable mentions or pop out there? We went a little long on movies. You guys want to do comics too?
We haven't done movies. We've done.
Sorry, TV. We went a little long on television. You want to do movies, guys?
Yeah, movies. I think it was going to go a lot faster.
Yeah,
I think so too. Yeah. All right, Mikey, give me your number one.
My number one?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
No, not number one. Just any order.
My number one, without a doubt, is James Gunn's The Suicide Squad.
Really? I didn't think you liked that as much as I did.
I loved that movie. It might be my favorite DC movie of all time. I love the TDK. I thought it was just an amazing movie from beginning to end. I loved all the characters in it. Even the throwaway ones.
Even the Weasel? He killed 23 kids.
But he lived. And he screwed me. Screwed me on the goddamn bet.
Oh, did he screw you? So we had a little bet going on who'd be the first to die. Josh had the Weasel, and he thought he had won right until the end credits.
Right into the drink, first 2 minutes of the movie, I was like, oh!
Nobody checked to see if Weasel could swim.
Anybody see if Weasel could swim?
And then he fucking revives in the post-credit? Are you kidding me?
I'm watching the credits
Bullshit.
going, who the fuck is this Sylvester Stallone
So
play?
mad.
What? I forgot he played King Shark.
Yeah.
I forgot that was
So
Hand. I forgot that was Sylvester Stallone the whole time.
You want more details on that? Go ahead and listen to our podcast. We did an entire podcast on how much we loved the Suicide Squad.
It was awesome. Tommy, give me your number one and one of your number threes.
I mean, Suicide Squad was up there for me. Black Widow also was up there. It's hard to rank these movies for me, but Black Widow and Suicide Squad were pretty much on par.
So Black Widow, drink, because that was my number 2 spot. Mikey, you made a face. You didn't love Black Widow?
Oh, let's finally give a solo movie to the Black Widow and make her part of a team. No,
Yeah.
I didn't like the Black Widow.
Yeah, pretty much.
No, I just wanted a goddamn spy movie.
Yeah, I just wanted a goddamn spy movie and to actually see, not get told what happened in Bulgaria. I wanted to see it.
Look, Mikey, there was a freaking pandemic going on. This was one of the best things that happened this year.
I love the Red Guardian.
You can love him and still not love the movie, Tom.
You're right.
Okay. That's okay.
I love a lot of things, and I love this.
I hear what you guys are saying. This may not have been the best Black Widow movie that could have been made, but it still wasn't a bad Black Widow movie.
No, it wasn't a bad movie. It was a bad Black Widow movie. You're wrong.
I'm with Josh on this one a little bit. I would have liked a spy movie too. I mean, it loaned itself to the genre so effortlessly. That I don't know why we had to have it. Yeah. So, Josh, what was your number one?
I just choked on this list of movies, honestly.
That's okay.
Like, I thought
you can just say the Suicide Squad. That's fine.
Yeah,
you're right.
I actually, I mean, I have a list of superhero movies up, right? Like, and I liked Suicide Squad. It was fine. But wow.
Name off a couple that like
the first 26% of Shang-Chi.
Yeah, that bus scene.
Bus scene was great.
Bus scene was great.
I was like, oh my god, they're gonna make a legit martial arts movie out of Marvel. No, flying dragons, ready. And I was like, really? That's what we're doing? That's where we're going? Fuck you.
I really like Razor Fist.
It's fine to like Razor Fist. And he was part of the bus scene. And they had another hour and 48 minutes to have a great martial arts movie with Simu Lee, who I never even realized was a martial artist. I mostly recognized him from the freaking Canadian sitcom about his Kim's Convenience.
Kim's Convenience, which is hilarious. He's a great comic actor.
Welcome to Canada. You're Korean. It's fantastic.
Then he takes off his shirt and goddamn Superman or Jake from State Farm in it. Boom.
Seriously, and the busing was great. They did a fantastic job. It was a very fun, well choreographed, well acted. They mixed in like the physical motion with the special effects to get people like jogged around. It was very good. And then they just went all CGI villain, all off the rails, otherworld stuff, and just left the greatest martial artist without doing any martial arts for the next hour and a half. It was tragic.
I agree with that. I really did hate the fact that there wasn't a martial. And I say that about almost every martial art movie I see. Hey, where's my martial arts?
All right.
Yeah.
I'm going to just jump in here with my number 2, and I haven't seen it.
Spider-Man No Way Home?
Spider-Man.
And you haven't seen it, but you're saying that's the number 2.
But
hey,
I saw it. It was a good film, but as soon as I would hear a piece of dialogue, I knew what was coming next.
Josh, what are you about to say there, buddy?
I mean, like, I bet on Spider-Verse before it came out. I predicted the greatness of Spider-Verse, so I haven't seen Spider-Man No Way Home, or whatever it is this time.
Yeah.
I have not seen the latest Spider-Man movie, nor did I get to see the Ghostbusters this year. So I feel like I can't...
I saw both at the drive-in.
I love the Ghostbusters movie.
But Yeah. So I feel like I'm a little behind on a couple of the movie things, but I don't know.
Yeah, but you don't have the plague, so you're okay, buddy.
I'm okay. Yeah. I'm
Okay.
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 Tom, did you have any?
I almost don't want to say this because I know everyone's gonna boo me down. No one else liked this movie but me. I liked Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman 84 was that
This
this
year?
year?
That was
I think
last
it was a
year,
very.
wasn't it?
Was it last year?
I thought it was like
Ah.
Christmas last year.
Yeah, I think
That was last year.
Yeah, I think you
Okay,
missed
never
it.
mind. Good. Don't make fun of me of it again then.
I mean, that's fine
Yeah,
if you
last
liked
year.
it, Tom.
I did
I'm not
like
going to
it.
boo you for liking it.
Nah, not gonna be for liking it, but it wasn't last year. Yeah.
There's no other outstanding Marvel movies that really stick out in my head besides Suicide Squad and
Stop.
The Zack Snyder cut
the
of
Zack
Justice
Snyder.
League is better than the Justice League movie. And I will die on that hill.
It's
I'm
true.
saying it's a good movie.
It's
said
true.
it's a better movie.
That's
What you're
fair.
saying is true.
That's true. It is a better movie.
I'll
Still
take
not a
better
good
movies.
movie, but
Yeah,
it
not a
made
good
my
movie.
number 3 because I was so disappointed in every other comic movie. this
Every
year.
other comic book movie.
There were some. There were a couple of stinkers out there.
Yeah.
But you know what, Mike? You know what Zack Snyder should have done? He did all those reshoots. He should have reshot that little family in the outskirts of Siberia. That house got destroyed. He should have reshot that little girl with a can of Raid trying to fight off the parademons.
That wasn't even in the
that.
Snyder.
Exactly. He should have reshot it and put it in the post credits.
Yeah, he just got rid of that altogether.
Yeah, he was like, "We're good with that shit."
He should have reshot it with the girl fighting off parademons with a can of Raid and put it in the post credits.
No, he was right to get rid of it.
At all.
So there are actually 2 DC animated movies that I wanted to see. They're on my list that I have not seen yet. Did anybody watch Injustice? Or the other one was Batman: Soul of the Dragon. Did anybody see those?
I saw Injustice. I liked Injustice, but it was so reminiscent of the video game series for me that I felt like I already knew everything. But
Okay.
alternate Wonder Woman torturing Batman was worth it. That insult just cost you 3 ribs.
Is it,
Like
is
she
it
just
on HBO?
fucks him over, yeah.
I'm not sure. I assume they're on HBO because that's where a lot of the DC stuff lands. But Soul of the Dragon looked really interesting, and Injustice looked good. I just didn't get around to seeing them.
All right, let's go to comic books. We have nothing good to say about movies.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, I only got one on my list. Only one comic book made me like, I got to go out and make sure I get all of these. And that was Strange Academy. I love Strange Academy. Anybody else reading it?
Nope.
Strange Academy, you say?
Yeah.
I wonder why you like that so much, Tom. Strange.
Because it's awesome.
Academy.
Yeah.
Academy.
So Doctor Strange opens up his own Hogwarts, which is basically what this is.
Fair.
That's probably stemming from, does he have his apprentice again?
Yes. And
so she came back?
She did. And we got Asgardian teachers. We also have the thoughtful ones. Do you guys remember the mindless ones? Minor characters in the Doctor Strange universe. Yeah. So he has the thoughtful ones as the groundskeepers. And the thoughtful ones are the mindless ones as gentle, benign creatures who help the students and protect the lair. It's terrific. He has Kid Thor is there. Not Kid Thor, sorry. Kid Loki is there. A bunch of different magical beings and creatures from across the Marvel Universe show up to go to the school. Most of the comic books are one-shots, but part of a bigger story of these guys going through magical training. And it's just done very well, very fun, and it's just got a lot of energy to it. And I like the artwork. The artwork's kind of old school Marvel with like a Steranko bent to it, where like, hey, we're going to play Hallways. Oh, man, I don't want to play Hallways. Hallways is this game where you go into random doors and you come off anywhere in the multiverse, and it's like a game of tag. And it's just fun. Don't be fun, but it's great. Strange Academy, go get it. Mikey, what was your big one this year?
I had 3.
Oh, zero.
If you have not been reading The Other History of the DC Universe,
That's good.
these are giant-sized black label graphic novels. They go at 1 or 2 superheroes and retell their entire history. It's a prose novelization with images from the history of the character, redone by whatever artist is drawing that issue. So they've got Black Lightning, they've got Renee Montoya's Question, they've got Bumblebee and whatever Hal's superhero name is, the Guardian. Or Gabriel, whatever. He's had a bunch of different names. It is fan service for hardcore DC lovers, and it's a great way to get the history of these characters if you're not a hardcore DC lover, to jump in right in and see just these beautiful images. Number 2 for me was Chip Zdarsky has finished his run on the Daredevil, and it is fucking good. Chip Zdarsky, who many of you probably know from like Sex Criminals, he also had an amazing run on Jughead. He does so much justice to Daredevil. Daredevil, in the first issue of the series, which actually started in 1919, and the run goes all the way through 2021, Daredevil accidentally kills a robber with his baton, and gives up being Daredevil.
That's a good Catholic in him, yeah.
And Elektra is like, you are just stupid. This is not doing anything. You should help me take over the hand and everything. And it does a great job of not only telling Daredevil's story, but telling a Kingpin story that is going on simultaneously, where he is the mayor of New York and finds out that there are people, the richest people in the U.S., don't view him as a threat at all. He is just an insect because they are so rich and powerful that he doesn't even rate a discussion with them. It is really good. So check out, if you're a fan of Daredevil, you're going to love Chip Zdarsky's run on it. And then my number 1 is such a beautiful and amazing comic. It is by Tom King, and Mitch Gerardius and Doc Shatner do the artwork. When they're on Ran, it's Doc Shatner doing the artwork. It's Silver Age style. It's beautiful. It's bright. And when Mitch Gerardius is doing it, it's gritty, weird, real world, set in on Earth. And it is the story of Adam Strange trying to save the planet Ran and what results from it. I'm not going to spoil it, but it is a sci-fi noir adventure.
Nice. Well, that sounds great.
Mr. Terrific is the hard-boiled detective trying to figure out the mystery, and it is Mr. Terrific's best comic ever.
High praise indeed, my friend.
Yep, I recommend everybody read Strange Adventures.
Get on that one. Tommy, anything big on your was on your radar this year?
Yeah, so I don't read a lot of brand new comics, as you guys know, because I'm still trying to catch up from my 30-year hiatus. But one of the comics that I liked this year was Hailstone, which, if I can get it to come in, Hailstone on Comixology Unlimited. This was 5 or 6 issues. It was a mystery Western sci-fi story type thing. It was really good, well written, well drawn. It was nice. It was good. Snow Angels was another really great story that came out this year. Season 2 came out this year. Season 1 came out last year by let me pull that up. It's Old and Slow by Jeff Lemire,
Yeah, I love
which
everything
is sort
Jeff
of
Lemire does.
post-apocalyptic storyline about the people living in a trench in an ice-covered world, and everything these two girls have been told about their meager existence living in the trench is wrong, and they're coming to terms with the fact that not only has their dad just been killed, but everything they've been told is wrong. And so they're sort of trying to figure all of that out. Another great sort of noir, sort of almost like a historic noir type thing is The Good Asian, which is about the first, or about an Asian police officer right after the Chinese Exclusion Act. He's investigating crimes in San Francisco's Chinatown, looking for somebody that worked for his kind of adopted family, friend type thing, all the while. And he's kind of coming to grips with the fact that in order to kind of do his investigation, he has to kind of be the shitty person to his culture that everyone else on the police force is. And so he often has to be like, don't worry, I'll protect you, to all the people that he's talking to, but really he's not protecting them. He's just acting like any other cop that would be to these people to get the answers he needs, and his conflicted nature towards that, because he wants to help and protect, but at the same time he needs to find the answers that he needs to hunt down this person that he's looking for. So it kind of plays odds with his morals at the same time. It's really well written. So, and it's,
Cool.
like I said, got a lot of historical background to it as well. So those are my 3 picks.
Judge, how about you?
I did not do a lot of reading of new books this year. I will say the sort of the second run or the second series for Mark Russell for Second Coming, Only Begotten Son, came out this year.
Oh yeah.
So if you get a chance, go read that.
He had a few. He had Billionaire Island.
Yeah,
he had Zero Star Squadron.
I didn't get
that
to
just
read that.
started.
Is that just
I
started?
didn't realize Billionaire Island came out this year.
Yeah, it was actually late. It was like in June or something.
Those 2 titles sound like the names of musical guest stars on Saturday Night Live. Like just random words that I don't understand put together like that. Are they good? Billionaire Island?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
they got my favorite scene of Billionaire Island is they're having a funeral for this dude, and the mourners are lined up, but right behind them is the stock exchange, and people just come over to the people to the new CEO and say, "I'm sorry for your loss," but they're actually referring to the stock,
To
not referring to the dead guy.
That's pretty funny.
So yeah, I have a huge pile waiting for me at my comic shop. I gotta stop in there. But yeah, 2021 was not the year for getting that stuff done for me.
Yeah,
It was a strange and honestly difficult year, but there's I think there's a lot of stuff coming out. Bless you, Mike. They can see you on YouTube. Don't worry.
There's a light at the end of the tunnel, everybody.
I muted it, or I did it.
You muted it. You got it. You got it, Mike.
You
Yeah, I
get
did.
pray, but you can't hear it. That's the important thing.
That's right.
I did forget one comic book that I started collecting, I think at the very beginning of this year, but it definitely has been going this year, which is Savage Avengers. Anybody else reading Savage Avengers?
Nope.
Oh, it's Conan as an Avenger. It's terrific. You got some great guys. Just pick up a couple issues. It's kind of crazy. Once you have Conan in the Savage Land in Africa, kind of messing around, picking up other Avengers like the Black Widow is in there for a while. Blade is in there for a while. Ghost Rider's in there for a while. It's just a very odd cast of Avengers, being the Savage Avengers, mostly in the Savage Land, but also in other parts of the world. It's just a terrific, fun, silly at times, but serious at times comic books. I enjoyed it a lot.
Yeah. And my honorable mentions would be Clear by Scott Snyder, and also there's a comic called Radiant Black that I read volume 1 of that I kind of want to see where it's going. That looks like it might turn out to be good. It was a little slow in the beginning, but I think I'm kind of interested to see where it goes from here. And it's
You
kind of
finally
a sort
read
of
Clear?
yes, Mike.
Son of a bitch.
How long has he been telling you to read that?
It's good.
Well,
Most of
hopefully
the
not
my
more than a
honorable
year,
mention
because
is-
it's about 2021.
My honorable mention is the Rorschach series. By
Oh,
Tom
that was
King.
good. Yeah.
Also
Yeah,
a
right.
noir series, delving into a lot of the, that's more of a pure straight noir, whereas Strange Adventures got a lot of the white savior colonialization themes to it.
Is Rorschach bound yet? Is it? Do we have a graphic
Trade.
novel trade?
It should be.
All
If not now, but soon. Just about every issue is on Comixology. If you wait another
Oh,
2 months or so, 2 or
It'll be
3
free.
months, they'll have all of the entire series on.
the only other comic book I really got into this year because I didn't discover until earlier this year, and I'm pissed off. I took my wrath out on Mike already that no one told me about Rat Queens. Talk about a comic book that is exactly in my wheelhouse. I mean, Rat Queens is a Dungeons and Dragons story with a female group of adventurers who are horny and silly and fun and go on these incredibly weird adventures.
I think I propped up Rat Queens like 8 years ago, man. Like,
I know it.
You did, and we're gonna have to go back and listen to the podcast.
we go back, but like
Yeah.
the Rat Queens was on my list for a long time, so I think I proselytized about that for a while when it first came out.
I apologize for not listening to you harder. What a great. How many? I've gotten like 4 graphic novels, which is a lot for me. Like in a couple of weeks. Like I
I
just
think
can't
that's
get
more
enough
than
of them.
all of them.
That's probably all of them, right?
I
It's
think
not.
that's more than
Close.
all
That
of
might
them.
be all of them. Yeah.
Well, I
Yeah,
got
because
one,
they had
two,
volume
three,
1,
four,
which was 2 graphic novels,
right?
and
And I
volume.
got 2 and 3, and there's one more that I can get, so it's 4.
Sure.
And they got a
Probably
they got a
already.
board game. They got a Kickstarter game coming out that I'm going to kickstart. You guys got to play it with me,
Yeah.
just so I can be Betty.
Sure.
My Marvel's Dice Thrones has already. They already charged me for shipping, so I should have that soon.
Oh, great!
And
Can't
they
wait to
charged
play
me
that.
for shipping on the the DC Thrones. The Dice Thrones Adventures. So
Oh, I
should
can't
give
wait
it
to
a-
play that. That way we can actually play together.
yeah,
I mean, I'm sorry. I think you said DC, but you meant just Dice
I meant
Thrones
Dice Thrones.
Adventures.
Yeah, I have Dice Thrones Adventures and Marvel Dice Thrones. Yeah.
That'll be great because Dice Thrones is a terrific game, but we have to always fight against each other. We kind of like cooperative games,
Correct.
and this will be a little more cooperative. All right. I guess that kind of does the big things for this year. Anyone have anything else they want to jump in on?
What do we have another category, or are we just
Well,
Yeah.
we had
Yeah,
pop
okay.
culture in general.
I'm
we
gonna go for a short list of some of the people we lost.
Yeah, and we did lose some
Um,
good people.
Arch Reverend Desmond Tutu. We lost him this year. People, if you don't know who that is, for the love of all that's holy, go out and find out, learn some of the history of South Africa and apartheid, and realize how much that man did for millions of people. And then I'm just going straight into Dean Stockwell,
Yeah,
Man.
Quantum Leap fame,
Quantum Leap,
Battlestar
Doom.
Galactica.
Battlestar Galactica, love Dean. Peter Scolari. Lost Peter Scolari. Norm Macdonald.
Thanks, Mike.
Ed Asner, of course. Mike.
Yep.
Not looking
Mike.
directly at you, but Ed Asner.
If you want to understand what Josh is referring to, we have another podcast. If you go over to podbean.com/thelongbox guys, you can donate $1 a month and you would get this extra podcast.
No, Podbean's a free one, Mike.
Oh, I'm sorry. Patreon.com/thelongbox guys, and you will be able to subscribe to ours for just $1 a month. You get the Geek Leak, which is available almost every week. We do a podcast, and on that we played multiple games. One of the games that we have been playing was Dead or Alive, where I would take a movie or a TV show and I would ask if the characters on that were dead or alive. But I have become the fucking Grim Reaper of the world by doing Dead or Alive, and then weeks later, people start dying from that cast. So we, from now on, are only going to do Andy Dick.
It's the Andy Dick shows until Andy Dick is dead. Sorry, Andy Dick. Charles Grodin, we lost this year. Jessica Walters.
Yeah, from Archer fame. And
Archer,
Arrested Development.
And so much more. Christopher Plummer.
Oh.
And a man I was very, very happy to meet, Larry King. Lost Larry King this year.
And I'm not sure. I don't think you mentioned Betty White.
And just recently, it's too fresh in my mind. Betty White.
I think Betty White bowed out at the perfect time because like 4 days later, her 100th birthday edition of People magazine came out, which just is like the best comic timing you can possibly get. Like she was a genius at so many things.
We also lost Cloris Leachman.
Well, that's another one of yours, yeah.
Yeah.
And Dick Hoyt. So we had talked about that before. He ran the Boston Marathon with his son.
Oh, yeah.
His son. Yeah.
Great statue of Dick Hoyt over in the.
There is.
Yeah, terrific. Good person. Good story.
Hank Aaron, the greatest Atlanta Brave of all time, and I'll fight you guys on it if you don't. If you're going to try to say somebody else, but I really think that the Atlanta Braves should rename their team the Atlanta Hammers.
You sure they should name themselves the Atlanta Colonizers?
Oh, the Hammers. That's great, actually. That's terrific.
There is a petition out to rename them the Hammers, and I hope that they do it because Hank Aaron was the Atlanta Braves, even after he retired.
Oh, absolutely.
That's fair.
And, I mean, the Braves is pretty dated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys still haven't watched Brockmire, have you?
Oh, I watched Brockmire. I love Brockmire.
No,
Or they changed the name to teams to Colonizers?
Yeah, we get the joke, LT. You just you run into the ground a little bit.
It's awesome. It's the best baseball joke.
It's a good baseball joke. And you're not wrong, right? You were right the first 4 times.
So
I mean, you might bring it back around on the 20th, but
so
you got a ways to go.
There were a bunch of board games that we played this year that I really enjoyed playing. Josh, you supplied Plunder, which is a great game where you're playing pirates just trying to go get some booty. It's a fun game to play, except with LT's wife. So if you get a chance, Plunder's great. And then Moonshine Empire.
Moonshine was great, yeah.
I
love those guys. Nice guys.
Just running around.
I loved Horrified.
Yeah. Oh, Horrified.
Oof, yeah, Horrified.
Horrified by Ravensburger Games. It's such an easy game to learn how to play, so it's a great entry point for people who don't really play board games. The rules are simple. It's easy enough to understand. It's a co-op game, so you guys are playing together. I'm just going to make a house rule from now on. When we play it, we have to stay in character We can't meta strategize. We're going to make it kind of like Shadows over Camelot, where you can't be like, hey, if you do this, then I'll do this next round, and we can do that. No, fuck that.
Like that, you
Stay in
gotta
character.
think.
And I agree. No, I'm gonna step out just for a second, Mike, and say for all co-op games, my problem is if one person knows how to play the game, it runs over everybody else, and so you flatten the curve with that.
Yeah.
And that's sort of what has always frustrated me about co-op games. And so yeah, I agree that there has to be some level of swim or die.
But you gotta help the new guy a little bit to get the rules going. Like the first game, you
Rules
can co-op
questions
it,
are different. Strategy, swim or die.
I think that first game helped
Swim
out.
or die.
Nice, but okay.
Yeah, and I've got the American Monsters version of Horrified,
Ooh.
which you go up against the Ozark Howler, the
Nice.
Banshee of the Badlands.
Wait, a Pukwudgie? Is there a Pukwudgie?
No, there's a Chupacabra,
Fuck that game.
Mothman,
Nope.
Bigfoot,
Nope.
Jersey Devil.
and a Jersey Devil.
Yeah.
There's
baby.
no Pukwudgie. I'm done. That game is dead to me.
Wait, no champ.
That's all they have.
No champ for Lake Champlain. That's a good one.
Wow.
Also, Mysterium is a fun game.
Excellent game.
Again, it is a great game unless you're playing with LT's wife. No, I'm just kidding. She's fine as long as she's not the ghost.
Yeah, she's a bad ghost.
Not the best ghost.
Josh is horrible as the ghost also, but he was really drunk by the time he played the ghost. So I'll give you a mulligan on that one.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
That is a game where you play psychics trying to figure out. It's like Clue, but
better.
with pictures. Yeah. And then I loved Stuffed Fables, which Tom is never going to play with us again because it is just too traumatic for him. But playing the stuffed animals protecting a little girl from the Lord of Nightmares as she moves from her crib to a big girl bed, it was fun. I liked playing.
The book is beautiful.
I did like Stuffed Fables, and what I really appreciated about the game design there was rather than the sort of the panels most other games have gone with to lay on the ground, the whole thing was in that flip book, in a spiral bound book, and the map was on one side and all the rules for the map were on the other side. It was very succinct. It was very well done. The build creation for that game was
really thoughtful.
Really thoughtful for players. I was impressed.
And that's a campaign co-op game, so
yeah,
it's you guys against the board.
Yeah,
and
so good.
You can just keep on playing and playing and playing.
Beautiful, beautiful book.
Yeah.
I really did enjoy that. I love the fact that swingers and the BDSM community has totally embraced board games and co-op games rather than hot tubs. The Venn diagram of people who swing and people who play board games has pretty much become a big ass circle.
You know how much hot tubs cost?
I know, and how much does Mysterium cost? It's like getting all those games is about the same as the hot tub. Don't fucking fool yourself, Josh, for a second.
Oh no, it's not. When you try to get the power from your house to the street upgraded, it throws the whole thing off. It's bullshit.
Twilight Imperium by itself is like $200, man.
Yeah.
Of course, that's not the best orgy game.
Dice Throne, one of my favorite games of the year. I discovered it this year, but it might be older. But so fantastic. Sagrada. If you get a chance to play Sagrada, it's a game based on stained glass windows where you roll crystalline dice, and both the numbers and the color of the dice have to match patterns on individual cards. And there's scoring techniques there. It's really very fun, very engaging. What else did we get this year?
Hopefully Villainous is good because I just bought the Marvel version.
I have played Villainous. Did you play Villainous over at our house, LT?
I played one game and that was it. So I didn't really have too good a feel of it, but I figured since you brought it out, Mike, it must have been pretty good. So I bought the Marvel version since it was on sale on Amazon.
Well, that's why I bought it. It was on sale at Target. It was like $15. So I was like, oh, I'll pick up Villainous, which is an okay game. But again, it's a little weird because you're playing against the other people while you're playing the Marvel or the Disney villains. It's still fun, but you really have to, if you want to make sure you don't lose, you really have to keep on screwing the other players.
You're a villain. What else is there to
Yeah.
do, man? Come on. Can you be Hook? I like Hook.
Yeah, you can totally be Hook.
Yeah. All right.
And Mike, we played. What's the precursor to Gloomhaven called? Something Tavern?
Jaws of the Lion.
Jaws of the Lion.
And that was actually more fun than playing Gloomhaven because it slowly teaches you the rules. It's a prequel to Gloomhaven, so I think if we do that campaign, going through Jaws of the Lion, I think that'll open up Gloomhaven for us to play.
So I played the trial period, so it's like the first 2 scenarios of the digital version of Gloomhaven on Steam, which passes you through the tutorial how to do everything. And it's extraordinarily faithful to the game, from what I've been told. So we could all get Gloomhaven on Steam and not have to be around the same table to do that. Don't get me wrong, I love being around the same table. But honestly, if we're at the same table, I'd rather be playing D&D.
Yeah, I just saw $200 just flush itself down the toilet.
Yeah, that's
Gloomhaven is $40, man. $40
times 5. Yeah.
No, I'm saying the $200 board game I bought.
Right. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
Down the toilet.
Yep. Yeah,
fuck all of you. I don't care how much you guys have to spend.
All right. I'm going in. It's a quick one for me on my Dodge out here, and it's totally self-serving. So this year we saw a lot of different shows, producers, writers. We saw everything from sort of the a crystallized back but painted version of fantastic animation from What If. We've seen classic animation from Young Justice. We've seen sort of a dark but budgetary version of DC in Doom Patrol. Anywhere from the highest budgets we saw from sort of the Marvel TV shows. So if you took any of that genre creator writer group and you had to have one of them create top 10 from the comic book to a medium, where do we go?
I'm going to go with the people who are producing The Boys.
Okay.
Because you know what? I think I'm wrong. I'm wrong. As soon as I said it, I knew I'm wrong. You don't go live action with top 10.
Yeah, that's tough, man.
You go animated.
No, you go with the What If.
You got so many Easter eggs you can put in the background.
Yeah.
You go with the What If people.
Yeah, I would be buying a big screen TV just so I could watch top 10 cartoons, so I could pick out all the shit in the background.
I read What If comic books like I was playing fucking Where's Waldo. Like I would go grid by grid, like finding all the little shit in the background. And I would do that with a TV show. Like the Flash's sneakers ad that's on some of the subways and shit like that. It's just so good. I think I'm with
What If did such a good job that I think that's where I would go.
My only step past What If for me is the Spider-Verse, Into the Spider-Verse, which I think honestly is both the best movie and has been the best medium for a Marvel product I have seen the past 10 years.
Yeah, but the animation doesn't lend itself to that universe as well. Because because like the Kingpin was a door with a head on it. And I mean that was great for the Spider-Verse and it was great for that one, but I think that would pull me a little bit out of top 10.
Okay.
I think I wanted a little more human. Even the characters that aren't human at all I want it a little more down to earth.
But what if didn't stick to one specific genre of animation?
No, they did a pretty good. No, they were pretty consistent.
They kept some consistency, but they did kind of change things up a little bit here and there.
Yeah, it was pretty minor.
It had sort of homages to like the Fleischman animation. It had homages to different styles.
Yeah, I mean, I'm dancing on the head of a pin between Spider-Verse and What If for the animation for top 10. And honestly, I just every time I think about it, I think of how I would picture King Peacock, and whatever would make him look the best, that's what I would have to go with.
That's gotta be what.
It's gotta be it for that. That's it for me in that series.
I'm thinking of the dog character. Like, I want him to be believable.
Sarge,
I want Sarge to be. I want to believe. I want Sarge to have that emotional impact that he had on me in the comic book.
Yeah.
So if you're wondering what top 10 is, that's America's Best Comic top 10. If you haven't read it, what's wrong with you? Go out and read it. We'll have to do. You know what? Next year, or this year, I should say, we're gonna have to start a book club again, where we just choose a book and a comic book, and we all read it and do a little review of it.
Yeah, we should do a monthly free this year.
Yeah,
a monthly free book club. We'll do a podcast, or we'll just actually invite people on. Well, we should open a Discord channel.
The comic book club.
Yeah, the comic book club.
The comic book club. Votes. I'm in. You got me, buddy. We'll work on that after this.
Yeah.
I guess we can't really do front of the Longbox, back of the Longbox. That was a little bit of a tangent. So let's kind of wrap it up, guys, with our plugs. We got Pentagon coming up. We've applied for all the panels. We've already had a couple of people say they want to do stuff with us. We've
also seen a couple people say they're going to bail because they don't have a mask mandate yet.
Yeah. Well, Florida right now is up 900. As I looked this morning, 948% bump in COVID cases. But I think it's going to come way down. Like, everyone thinks it's going to come way down because everyone's going to have COVID at some point, and then we'll have a little bit of immunity going around. We'll finally have that going for us.
But I've seen not just a friend of the podcast, Ian and Tammy Lino, but several other folks say if they don't have a mask mandate there and they let unmasked people in, they're backing out of the con.
I don't know if Steve will buckle on that one.
Probably not. I would hate to see all those people bail out. And God, I don't want to be the only guy there again this year. I don't want to stay at the Most Western. Don't make me stay at the Most Western again. No, I've already paid for the flight and the Airbnb. I'm going.
Yeah, we're definitely going. We might not do the
con. We're going whether it's a good idea or not.
Yeah, I might be drunk in Pensacola that weekend and not the con, but I'm going to be there.
We're going to just hang out with Diane. Diane, what are we doing?
For that.
All right, fine. Anybody else have anything to plug?
I would like to thank Kirby Crackle for providing our geek rock music every week. You can check them out at kirbycracklemusic.com.
Thanks, guys.
And if you're wondering, because you're watching this on YouTube, I didn't hear any music, it's because I'm a lazy producer. You can check out our podcast wherever podcasts are available. We have it there. Podbean, Stitcher, blah, 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 blah. Go find us. And if you're listening to our podcast, go ahead and subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Seriously.
Every once in a while, I upload a video of us just ranting like this.
Sometimes.
And sometimes we actually have unique videos, too, like the origin of people. But, again, horrible producer. So if anybody out there wants to be a producer for us this year, go ahead and write to us at luckybastard@thelongboxguys.com.
Looking at you, Chip Zdarsky.
Yeah, Chip.
Yeah, he's not busy.
Yeah, he's not busy.
He doesn't seem busy.
Tommy, anything you want to plug?
I'd like to plug geekorthodox.com.
Geekorthodox.com.
Hello, masked Tammy.
Geekorthodox.com prepare refined t-shirts and other geeky things such as stained glass prints, Johnny Skywalker rocks glasses, t-shirts, baseball caps, you name it, they got it. They even got socks, for Christ's sakes. Socks.
Who doesn't like socks?
Geekorthodox.com.
All right, and I'd like to plug our Twitter account. Go look us at the Longbox guys. We sometimes talk about things that are going on this week. I sometimes rant about wrestling because I'm a big wrestling nerd, and some people engage me on that forum, and that's okay. I will engage. I will not stop. We also talk about pop culture things every once in a nod, so take a look at that. And, of course, we already talked about our Patreon page. We love it when you guys do that.
And I don't know anything about it yet, but I have Emily Dickinson's TV show on my watch list, and this is the house I grew up in if you're watching on YouTube. And in this house, Emily Dickinson's uncle lived, and her only living portrait was found in my attic. So if you get a chance to watch that show, and if you happen to see anything in lovely Munson, Massachusetts, let me know, because I would like to see that.
She did occasionally summer in that house, correct?
Basically every summer. Yeah. She spent her summers at my house. And it's what's her name from Hawkeye? Haley something or other. She plays Emily.
Oh,
no, I don't know.
Yeah.
She'd be terrific.
I don't know her last name, but who knows? It's whatever.
Palmer?
Anyway.
Can you still get JoJo fries?
I mean, probably. No.
All right.
Yeah.
I like JoJo fries.
Yeah.
All right. Mikey, what's this podcast like to you, buddy?
It's like Drunk History, but for comics.
Tommy, sweet Tommy, got any last words for us?
My God, if you haven't gotten your shot yet, what's wrong with you? You should be on shot 3 by now. Catch up.
Josh, you got shot 3 in you?
Oh, yeah. I've been boosted like a motherfucker.
Boosted like a motherfucker. So Pensacola is your sector?
Pensacola will be my sector.
Damn right it will be. Don't forget what I always say. Don't dismiss and hate on what you hate. Just promote what you love, and you'll live a lot longer.
Yeah.
Boy.
Yeah.
Thank you for the Longbox, guys.
Goodbye.